Good morning. Today is Wednesday of the second week of our great penitential season of Lent. As I began last week, I will continue this week talking about the three necessary elements or components to what the Church calls the discipline of Lent. Last Wednesday, I spoke of the first element, which is prayer. Today, I would like to speak about fasting, and then next Wednesday I will speak about the third and final element, almsgiving or works of charity. Today, though, let's review fasting in the life of the Church. Now, fasting is something that is perhaps not very well understood. Catholics of a certain age are required on certain days to fast. And first of all, what the Church means by a fast is that we may eat one full meal in a day, and then the other two meals we eat either individually or put together wouldn't be the same size or equal the full meal that we eat during the day. So for instance, breakfast and lunch would be something less than what we would normally eat. Supper would be a regular full meal, such as we would eat. But also, fasting applies to Catholics, as I said, of a certain age. Once a Catholic has celebrated his or her 18th birthday, until you celebrate your 59th birthday. After that 59th birthday, you are no longer required to fast. The Church, of course, urges us, even those of us who are older than 59, if we are physically able to continue to fast, to do so on the appointed days in the church year. Now, why fasting? The Church has always, from ancient times, encouraged for a few different reasons Catholics to fast. One is certainly a penitential practice. And by fasting, the Church is encouraging us to understand that we are intentionally giving up certain things or certain habits that can become obstacles to growing in grace and virtue and increasing our holiness in daily life. And so that's one of the reasons. Another reason is not so much penitential as an act of atonement for our sins, which it can be, but also it's a practice the Church encourages to help us strengthen the relationship we have with Almighty God by intentionally taking things out of our daily lives and replacing them with an intentional relationship with Almighty God. In other words, it could be through prayer, it could be through good works of various kinds. And so looking at what fasting is, why the Church encourages fasting, in the season of Lent specifically, those of us who are older, meaning of my age or even older, you may remember that with the coming of Lent on Ash Wednesday and really until the Easter Vigil of Holy Saturday, every day of Lent was a day of fasting. Ash Wednesday and all the Fridays, including Good Friday, were days of fasting and abstinence. The Church revised those regulations, and so now the days of fasting for us in Lent are Ash Wednesday, which was 2 weeks ago, and Good Friday. However, the Church encourages us if, again, we are able and healthy enough to fast more than just these 2 days. Maybe each Friday of Lent, make it a day of fasting and abstinence. Or pick another day each week or a couple of days each of the weeks of Lent leading up to Easter, and do that fasting for the reasons the Church encourages us to fast. And so as we progress through our Lenten season, I encourage you to maintain the discipline of Lent, especially daily prayer and, if possible, daily Mass and more frequent confession, but also do what the Church asks us to do as far as mortification goes, or performing that penance by fasting during this holy season. None of us, I think, unless we're in very bad health, none of us are going to damage our health if we fast a bit during the season of Lent, but do so for the right reason, which the Church always tells us is to rid our daily lives of things that can become obstacles to our relationship with the Lord and our cultivating greater and greater virtue and holiness in daily life.